If you had to make a list off the top of your head, could you name more current Supreme Court justices or more Kardashian family members cast from the Jersey Shore or old hosts of The Bachelor? Joining us now is Danielle Lindemann, sociologist and author of the new book, True Story, What Reality TV Says About Us. She explores the role that reality TV has played in pop culture and how it shaped our entertainment landscape. Danielle, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thanks for having me on.
So you assigned your sociology class that question of who could name more justices or Kardashians to demonstrate the influence that reality TV has, suggesting that we should take it seriously. Why shouldn't we write off reality TV as just another form of mindless entertainment?
That's a really good question. So first of all, because so many of us are watching, right? Millions of people are watching these shows. More of us are watching than not watching, studies show. As of now, reality shows are almost half the shows on TV at this time. So many of us are actively engaging with these shows in the first place. Also studies show that, we take the things that we see on reality TV and those things influence then how we go out and interact and engage with the world. So reality TV is not only something we consume, but it's something that affects us as well, and that it affects society more broadly.
An essential theme in your book is that we are drawn to reality TV because we see flashes of ourselves in the characters on screen, even though some of the personalities seem so outlandish. Why do we enjoy this connection, seeing this amplification of our personalities in these shows?
Yeah, so there are so many reasons that we turn into reality TV, right? And it's kind of a mixed bag, and it depends on what show you're watching or reasons for tuning in. But it is kind of interesting, right, that it's supposedly this kind of guilty pleasure, and it's kind of stigmatized in some ways. And in some ways, we're watching because we're voyeurs, right? And it's kind of that train wreck that you like to watch to remind yourself that you're not part of the train wreck. But at the same time, paradoxically, you're watching because these characters, as you point out, are these kind of broad archetypes that inevitably remind you of yourself in some kind of way.
No train wreck here, Danielle. Nothing to see here, officer, right? But Danielle, I want to pick up on that idea of the guilty pleasure. While we like to see our version of ourselves, you're right, that we don't like to admit to our friends and family that we watch these shows. Why is that the case, that we prefer to be kind of shrouded in secrecy in a way?
About watching these shows? It's interesting to think about why these shows remain so kind of stigmatized, even though, again, more of us are watching than not. And they've been around for quite a while now, right? I mean, there are a few reasons probably why these shows continue to be stigmatized. I mean, first of all, they're filled with people who engage in bad behavior that we would see as bad, right? Not following society's norms, impolite or rude behavior.
But alternatively, reality TV can also bring us together through holding watch parties and gathering at the water cooler to discuss what happened last night on The Bachelor. So are there positive effects to reality TV? And how has reality TV also become so much a part of our social fabric?
Right. So are there positive effects to reality TV? I think that studies have shown that there are. Studies, there was a study that looked at the show 16 and Pregnant and found that it was associated with reduced teen pregnancy rates, which I would gather most people would say is a positive thing. I think there's a lot that can be identified as kind of harmful in reality TV. It perpetuates a lot of of our society's ills, like our racism, our sexism, our classism, and people often focus on those things as they should.
And you talked a little bit about this, but how can we better understand gender roles by looking at the way gender is amplified in shows like Naked and Afraid, 19 Kids and Counting, and RuPaul's Drag Race?
Sure. I argue in the book that, reality TV kind of shows us a kind of dragged up version of gender. And I'm not just talking about RuPaul's Drag Race, even on shows like The Bachelor, right, where you see, women with the eyelashes out to infinity and the sequined evening gowns. It's a very kind of amplified performance of femininity, right? And you might be tempted to look at that and say, like, okay, that's kind of extreme, and I don't do that. But we all perform gender, right? Every day in our lives. I'm performing gender right now, with wearing lipstick, having my hair long, right? So in this way, reality TV kind of shows us in kind of amped up ways these kind of performances and norms like gender norms and gendered performances that exist in maybe a more muted way within our culture.
True Story, What Reality TV Says About Us comes out tomorrow. Danielle Lindemann, we thank you so much for the conversation tonight. We appreciate your time.
Thanks for having me on.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.